Hello guys and welcome to Crazy Burger. So in this video we're going to be looking at the Playdate. Now Season 2 has actually officially launched and it's been out for a couple of weeks now. I haven't been tempted so far, but I think in this video we'll have a look at what's been released so far and I'll let you know, is it worth actually getting into? There's some interesting games in there, so let's have a look at those games and let's see if it's worth buying Season 2. You get 2 games every week, so let's have a look at it. Okay, so let's have a look at the details of Season 2. It's been going since the start, or the end of May, I think, when it started, obviously May 29th, and you've got a couple of games every week until that's over. It probably won't be going for too much longer. I think we're probably about halfway through, I guess. Now, if you want to obviously purchase this, you need to buy on your Playdate itself or on the website, and then you'll get the 2 games sent to you every single week. If you obviously go in the middle, I think you'll probably get them all at once, I think, it costs $39. Now, the first week we've got Fulcrum Defender, and here's some of the details here. It looked kind of interesting. I'm not entirely sure what type of game it really is, going by the sort of style of it. That one, I know I don't mean to be rude, but probably didn't entice me in too much, so it might be one of those games you need to try to see. Dig Dino looked a wee bit more interesting, I think. Again, I'm not entirely sure what the point of this is. I guess you're looking for a dino in some sort of dig site. It did look quite interesting, so that one was okay, I guess, but obviously you don't know. I'm just really looking at this from what I see. I will have to purchase these to give you my honest opinions, what they're actually like. Now, there's this thing that's been added called Blippo Plus. No idea what it is. Looks like some kind of tongue-in-cheek sort of a TV show thing that's on your Playdate every week. There's also the week 2 was Wheelsprung. This one looks quite cool. Some sort of physics style game, which looked interesting. Looked a little bit like a game we used to play on our mobile phones, I guess. So that one looks quite interesting. And the game that was released with that was the Whiteout. Not entirely sure what that type of game is, but it graphically looks quite cool. It's a narrative-driven adventure game. Some nice effects there, so that one actually looks really interesting. So there's also some more Blippo Plus. Week 3, we've got this game called Long Puppy. Now this one definitely intrigued me a little bit, going by some of the mini videos you see on the right hand side of the screen there. Eat food and grow longer. Yeah, that sounds interesting. Sounds very much like a phone game, like Hole.io type of thing, I think. But that looks quite interesting. That could be quite good fun to play. This was also with Otto's Galactic Groove. Team Otto, that sounds familiar. I'm sure they've done a few games on Playdate so far. Can't remember the others right enough. I'm not entirely sure what's going on here. Some sort of music timing style game, I think. Otto definitely done a few other games on Playdate for sure. Absolutely. More stuff on Blippo Plus. Now, week 4, we've got Shadowgate PD, which is a sort of point and click adventure game on your Playdate, which I guess we don't have an awful lot of them, so that's quite intriguing. I think the more and more games that get released and the more interest, I'm certainly getting more. Probably going to, realistically, I'll probably purchase this at some point. I suppose the value doesn't seem too bad if you sort of add up how much it would cost you to pay for all of these games. Now they've also got CatchaDiablos, which I'm not entirely sure what's going there. Catch all the tiny roguelike, or it's a tiny roguelike game. You capture all the Diablos stranded on a distant moon. Okay, interesting. And that obviously leads us up to this 1-bit television Blippo Plus. So that's basically where we're at so far. I'd say that's about 6 games, week 3, 4, 6 games so far. I think that's about halfway, roughly, maybe just over halfway. I think it's about 12 games or so we're going to get. I think the most intriguing game from what was announced was Tara and Como. Not sure when that's going to be included. I'm assuming they might leave this till the end. But having watched some of the videos of this game, this one looks very, very impressive. But anyway, guys, what I'll do now is I'll probably purchase it and I'll play through some of the games and I'll highlight that in the video and I'll let you know my thoughts on what the games are actually like. Oh, I just noticed there are extra games added here that I don't think I've seen before. We've got Black Hole Havoc. Now, these games are going to be released in the coming weeks. There's no information really about these ones so far. We get Chance's Lucky Escape and Tiny Turnip. So these games are 3 games that will probably be released in the next coming weeks, I guess. Season 2 began 29th of May at 10 AM. Games are delivered 2 per week for 6 weeks. So we're about probably halfway through at this point. Now, I'm not sure if you do sign up, you'll maybe still get 2 games per week if you signed up afterwards or in between. I'm not sure how it works, I guess, but there's some of the details there if you're interested. All Blippo Plus programs are in colour except those designated by black, white. Not sure what that's all about, but anyway, let's have a look at the games now. Okay guys, so before we get started, I will put some chapters in so you can skip past it, because some of the gameplay is quite long, and I've deliberately kept it like that so that you can see what the games are like in full, and you can make that choice yourself whether you want to purchase Season 2 or not. But anyway, sneak peek for me, I think it's fantastic so far, and I obviously took the plunge to buy Season 2. I was not really sure, but having played the games, I'm really impressed so far. But anyway, first up, I'm looking at this Blippo Plus, I think it is. So it's some sort of a tongue-in-cheek TV channel thing that's on your Playdate. I think they're updating it every single week. It's interesting, a little bit pointless. I'm not really sure what we'll get out of it, but it is a nice touch, and I like that they can do this on the sort of Playdate, and it's quite interesting to sort of switch between the different channels. It is a bit weird. It's like something you would probably watch while sitting down inside your flat at Grand Theft Auto on that kind of tongue-in-cheek silly videos or TV shows that's going on in the background. Anyway guys, I'll let you watch it, and then if you want to skip to the next chapter for the first game.
Well, this is a throwback.
I know, right?
Of course, everyone knows what this is. I don't think
It really is dangerous. We've been doing it for so long that it looks easy, but it's not. I basically made up these moves. I mean, it's a combination of a few different jumps and then some style tricks.
Meets the kids who've had enough of that pesky gravity.
Jump in! Feeling like you just ate.
Okay, first game, this is Fulcrum Defender, and the idea is basically to defend the centre of the screen from the attacks that's coming in from the sort of dots, blobs, whatever you want to call them, or any sort of enemies. And you use the sort of crank to crank round the circle there, and then hold down the up button to fire. You can then press it a couple of times for multiple shots, but just beware, there is a limit on the side of the screen how many times you can actually fire, and some the enemies take multiple hits. Have to say, I actually really enjoyed this one. It doesn't look like much, but it was really good fun to play. It does get a bit tiring playing on the crank and obviously trying to press up at the same time, but really good, really enjoyed it. Graphically, it's obviously quite basic looking, but don't be deceived, this is actually really, really good fun. So next up is Dig Dino, and as the name suggests, you're basically digging for dinosaur bones and probably lots of other things besides. You can find trash, you can find coins, and if you find coins you can upgrade all your items at your disposal. You can get various different things to break rocks, and obviously you can find a radar as well that can help you find the treasure a little bit quicker as well. Really nice game. I really enjoyed playing through it, and it's one of those games that anyone in the family could easily just pick up and play. But just beware, you can actually dig down in the same spot a couple of times. I think my initial error was I was only digging once, but you can actually dig more than once, which is obviously it wasn't that clear at the start. But anyway, again, this game is really good, very well done, very polished, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was good fun, and I'm looking forward to playing this one a lot more. Okay, next up it's Shadowgate PD. This is the point and click adventure. This This one probably stumped me a little bit. I wasn't entirely sure what I was supposed to be doing. Now, just be wary of, this game will go down quite quickly. You need to make sure you collect torches. I'm guessing, as you can see at the top screen there, you've got some torches and they will continually go down. And if they do, you will probably die instantly. So you need to probably make sure you collect more torches within the game. But anyway, I wasn't entirely sure what to do. I've been through the first sort of couple of sort of stages here and I just could not figure out what I was supposed to be doing. So if you do know what to do in this game, please let me know in the comments. I wasn't entirely sure and I basically ran out of time and died, so I got a little bit stumped. I just thought it wasn't massively clear what I was supposed to do and what I was supposed to be clicking on and where I was supposed to go, and everything was locked and I wasn't entirely sure. My inventory, there was nothing really in it, so just me, I didn't really know what I was doing, wasn't entirely clear. So please let me know if you've progressed a little bit further than the first couple of doors. Okay, this is CatchaDiablos, and as the name suggests, you're basically trying to catch the Diablos in your sort of circle that you've got there. Now you use a mixture of the crank and the sort of one of the B buttons or A buttons to go around the circle. Now personally I found this one a little bit tricky. I'm not sure if there was some issues with the controls. Sometimes the controls would not completely stick even though I was holding down the button as I was trying to go around the sort of circle and capture the Diablos within that circle. But anyway, this game's alright. It didn't really... It got a little bit sore as well, even though I was having issues with the controls. It felt quite sort of arduous and quite sore in my hands to keep constantly holding down that button. So it was okay, but it's not probably one I'm going to come back to and play again, sadly. Okay, this is Otto's Galactic Groove, and this is obviously like a timing sort of music style thing. Now, the idea is to move the crank down the screen at the right hand side there and hold down one of the buttons to hit the notes at the right possible time, and then hold down the notes if it's one of those long sort of notes there, as you can see. This one's actually good fun. Obviously it is quite limited for what it is, but if you like this sort of thing, like Parappa the Rapper type of thing from PlayStation 1 days, then you'll probably enjoy this one. It is quite well done, but probably will be a little bit limited.
Okay. Sitting squarely in the groove. Groove. Check the beat. Sitting in the groove. Squarely in the groove. Check the beat. Check. All right. Check. Okay. Put your hands together.
Okay, next up we're going to be looking at Long Puppy, and the idea of this game is to eat as much stuff that you see there, like apples and screens, so that you can stretch the puppy as long as possible to collect the baseball that's basically been chucked across one of the sort of chasm, so to speak. So you basically need to eat as much crap as you possibly can so that it extends the size of the puppy, and then you can reach the other side. I like how this one uses the crank as well. You can use the crank to sort of change the direction of the dog's head, and then you press the A button or up button to try and maneuver it across the screen. But obviously at you start, you're not long enough, you need to eat more things. There is a radar you can hold down if you find certain items that will help you grow as well. But one of the things that made me laugh, I guess, at the end of this, the amount of stuff you eat then gets pooped out at the end, and you get a poop score, so to speak. I love this game. It is very, very cool, and it really utilises the crank very well, and this is what a lot of games should do, is make sure you utilise that crank. It just seems pointless making games that don't use the crank. I know a lot don't, but for me, that's the whole point of this little machine in the first place. Utilise that crank in the best possible way. This one is very good and a lot of fun to play. Okay, so next up we've got Wheelsprung, and this game reminded me very much of a game called Bike Race that was on mobile phones in the last 10 years or so. I can't remember when exactly, but it was pretty much very similar. I'm pretty sure that's been heavily inspired by that type of game. You can clearly see that the physics in this game is quite tricky to get used to, but quite impressive nonetheless. And obviously you need to press left or right to lean your biker forward or back depending on the situation, and try and get to the end goal, and obviously trying to build up as much speed as you possibly can as well by holding down the sort of A or B button, I think it was. But the ultimate goal is to get to the end and get to that winner's trophy. I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed playing this one, and I kept on playing. It was really addictive, and it's got that one more go mentality that's probably missing from so many games these days, but this one has it and I really enjoyed it. Okay, final game, and it could well be my most favourite game from this collection. And as it says here, headphones are recommended, probably for a lot of the games here. Headphones recommended. This is basically a kind of adventure game. Reminded me a little bit like playing Silent Hill, so to speak, and another sort of survival games where you're trying to survive the horrible elements and try to understand what's actually going on where you are. I love the atmosphere that's been created here, and graphically it is very, very cool. I am so impressed that some of these games are playable on this Playdate, and it does continue to surprise me. In this game, I really, really enjoyed. For me, this is certainly the highlight of Season 2 so far. It is so good. Okay guys, my final thoughts on Season 2 so far. So halfway point roughly, and I'm actually quite impressed. I'm a little bit gutted myself in not signing up to Season 2 before now. I was a little bit sceptical of all the games that I've seen, but having played through them, it's certainly changed my mind. I've really enjoyed pretty much most of them, and the quality is very, very high indeed. Especially the Whiteout, I've really enjoyed playing this one. The atmosphere totally got me sucked in, and I'm enjoying the experience so far. So I'll certainly be playing this one a lot more, as well as a few of the others. And I'm looking forward to seeing what else is next in Season 2. If this is the quality so far, we really are in for a treat. So if you're hesitating to sign up just like me, don't think twice, just do it, get stuck in and enjoy the games for what it is. It is actually really good value for money for what we're getting with all these games. Really high quality and brilliant stuff. Hopefully we've got a lot more to come. Thanks for watching, bye for now.